Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Diane and my passion is painting and creating in my studio. Every day I share a video with you on YouTube in which I paint and create all sorts of nature-inspired pictures. I also share loads of tips on how to make the most of your painting journey, interrupted fairly frequently by our family of dogs, cats, chickens and sheep. So welcome on board, click subscribe and turn on notifications, and let's learn to paint watercolour. Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to paint a little seaside landscape, which isn't something I do very often because I've noticed that mostly people aren't terribly interested in doing landscapes. So I don't normally do them, but today I'm going to paint this one, and it's going to be a very easy one, I hope. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but I'm using my usual colours. So we'll start with a very light wash into the sky of cobalt blue, leaving spaces for clouds, and we just let those find their own level. And then I'm going to mix up some cobalt blue with some Windsor violet just to give me a darker blue, which I'm going to use for the line of the sea. A little bit more blue in there. And then we'll just bring that down. And then this scene has got some greenery at the sides here, so I'm going to mix some quinacridone gold with some cobalt blue, and I'm just going to lay that in there and let that mix and mingle. And then we'll do the same over the other side here, maybe a little bit darker. And perhaps a little bit more bluish down the bottom here. And then I'm going to take some Windsor violet with a tiny smidgen of cobalt blue in it, and I'm just going to draw a nice shadow here over the sand. We can pretend there's something off, you know, off camera, so to speak. Okay, so that's the first stage in this little painting, and what we have to do now is we have to go and have a cup of coffee, and we have to let that dry and come back to it and do the next thing. But if we touch it anymore at this stage, we will probably regret it. So I shall be back soon. That took 3 minutes. Okay, so the underpainting is now dry, so I'm going to come in with some more cobalt blue, slightly darker, so a little tiny touch of Windsor violet in it, just to make it a little bit darker. And then I'm going to try to put in a relatively straight horizon line, like that. And then we're going to break up the surface of the water a little bit like that. So we just have an area in the middle which is a little bit lighter, and then the sides a little bit darker that focuses us in on the horizon. And then I'm going to probably revert to a slightly smaller brush. I'm picking up a 7 here. And this greenery here, I'm thinking things like bay grapes and well, not seagrass, that's underwater, but sort of, you know, the sort of thing that you find in a tropical paradise. So we'll put some sort of circular things on there, and then we'll mix up some green with cobalt and quinacridone and make that a little bit stronger. And then just, whoops, that's a little bit too strong. I think I might have got a little bit too much there, but that's okay. So then we'll just put in some shadowy grasses and bits and pieces. And maybe a palm tree, just leaning in. I've got two videos actually of how to paint palm trees, which if you go and look at those, you'll be one of very few people, because hardly anyone has looked at them. I don't know why, but I thought they were quite nice, because lovely bright colours, but nobody seems interested in palm trees. How can that be? Anyway. So a little cluster of seasidey type of things, and then over this side I'm going to keep it a little bit more simple, and we'll just drop in a few pebbles here and keep it on the blue side, so as contrast to this rather hot side we're going to have some grasses growing up there like that. And then I'm thinking we need to come into the sandy area, so I like Potter's Pink for sand. So let's just drop some sand in the front there and bring it down here. And if you go over in places the violet will obviously go darker still, so you've still got your shadow in the foreground there. And then I'm going to put some texture in by picking up a bit more of the Potter's Pink on my toothbrush and some quinacridone gold, and I'm going to think shells and stones and things like that, so I need a bit more colour. I can cover up the sky to protect that and the sea. And then some more sizable blobs nearer the front. and it's time to let that dry. And then we'll come back for the final touches. Oh, I just noticed something. Okay. So I'm just going to pick up some quite intense white gouache, and I'm just going to do a little bit of white calligraphy on the front there, on top of where I've put the spatter, to give the impression of water and sort of break that up a little bit. And so that's that. And then, as you can see, I've got I put some sails in the distance for some boats, and I've cut them out of paper, and I'm just positioning them and playing around with them to see where they would be best placed. And I think I might put them maybe the biggest one should be near the middle, but not completely. Something like that, with one over to the left a little bit, but you want to make them into your focal point. So something like that probably. Just put a little bit more there, and I could take some white and do a few spatters. If I could make it runny enough. There we are. A few spatters in the foreground there. But then I want the white to be quite thick so that I can paint over the blue. But the first thing to do, now I've decided where they're going to go, I need to make a template, and I'm going to do a little bit of lifting out. Because otherwise the blue will show through. So I've cut some strips of paper, and then I'm just going to place them to make a triangle like this, where that particular sail is going to go. And then I'm going to come in with some clean water on my brush, and I'm going to try to lift out some of the blue just by using that as a template. And then I'm going to take a piece of tissue, blot it away, take away my mask, and there I've got a blue area for the bottom of the boat, bottom of the sail. So then we'll do the same over here and put the sail there. Take the clean brush. You can do it with a sponge as well, or stencil brush. Any brush will do. And it doesn't matter if the line's not super sharp, you just want to get rid of most of the blue. And then we'll let that dry. I have another one over here. Doesn't have to get rid of every last vestige of the blue, just enough to make it easy to paint over with white, because that's what we're going to do. So now I just need to either dry that with a hairdryer or let it dry, and then I can put my sails in, and then we'll be done. So I'm going to get the hairdryer and I'll be back in a tick. Okay, so that's now dry, so I'm just going to come in with some gouache and paint over those little triangles. And then I'll put just a very slight shadow underneath where the boat is. I think I might put a little bit of blue in here, and I might just add a bit more colour to the bay grapes. And to the palm tree, and I think that's probably about it. A few dark spatters. Maybe I'll just put the mast in for the boats. And now we'll let that dry. So there we are, there's final painting. I'm just going to take off the washi tape now and have a look at it. Nice way to spend a hot morning, and the last thing you want to be doing is anything particularly energetic. I will put the sketch up on the website on dianeantone.com, although there's not much to it really as far as the sketch goes. In fact, it's a very simple little painting, and it's just something to have a go at. And really, I'm testing out this rather good Etcher sketchbook watercolor paper, which doesn't seem too bad at all. I'm quite happy with it actually. So far we've done some shells and some fish, and now we have a beach scene, and I just need to find a quote to go there. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to help us grow. Thank you very much for all the comments that you're leaving, and I do my best to reply to them as quickly as I can. So that's wonderful, and please visit the website dianeantone.com to download your free sketches for all of the videos that we're doing. And if you feel that way inclined, there's a tip jar there now on the website, as well as here in the description. On YouTube you will find a PayPal tip jar where, if you would like to contribute to the running of the channel, we would be more than happy to receive the odd penny or two. But that's entirely optional, absolutely no obligation whatsoever. So I will let you go now, and I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you hear the minute a new video comes up. And see you tomorrow. So bye for now, everyone. Bye bye.